Well, well, well. What if I told you? It is said it can contain water.
Oi! Bear done with crafts and bear!
So, let's start off the craft with a block of styrofoam and paint the circle. Safety first, so put on a mask before you sand to avoid breathing in the dust. Paint out the desired stone pattern. I made bricks on this well with the measurements 10 × 4 mm. And if you want the well deep enough to hold the goblin and skip the lid, now is the time to cut out that hole. The beams is 70 mm and like the rest of the roof, it's all made out of balsa. Tin foil is a great tool to make stone textures. Don't forget to weather the beams and other wood parts in the craft if you want the well to look a bit aged. Measure and cut out the small planks for the pole that the rope will be spun around. It makes the craft more interesting to look at. Make the holes with a small hand drill and expand with a toothpick to get the perfect fit. Since the well is round, I spiced it all up with making the rope stops in an octagon shape. And now the roof. Make a circle to get 4 even-sized beams to lean the roof on. Handle with care, they are fragile indeed. Be aware, I haven't glued the mid pole on place yet. It needs to be loose when adding the rope and bucket later on. Making these beams a bit longer to get the overhang on the roof. Before the roof shingles, I make a board of planks to lay them on, the texture side down for the looks. The roof shingles can be done in many ways and materials. Cardboard and styrofoam is two of them, but I just keep going with the balsa wood in this craft. Even when I pressed the balsa with the roller, they felt a bit clunky laying on the roof, so I recommend to make them thinner with a knife. Cut them, bend them, tear them, weather them, and glue them on place. Place some thin beams on the sides to hold up the roof. Don't forget the triangle up top to nail them together. And this will be the well lid. Put a weight in the bottom to make the well more stable on the table. A screw nut is great for the job. Glue it on place and stand it on a piece of baking paper to get a smooth and even bottom. The details often makes the craft, so don't forget the wooden plugs. I cut the ends on a few toothpicks for that. The balsa for the buckets get a swing of the roller too. To make the craft work, I glued a stripe of thin cardboard on the inside before I rolled it together with a stripe of rough aquarelle paper that will work perfect as a steel band. The handle for the bucket is a piece of thin steel wire. And now the wheel for the well. Remember to cut out the inner pieces before cutting away the surrounding. And before cutting it all away, strengthen the balsa with wood glue so it won't break when working it. Back to the well lid. There is many creative and nice ways to decorate a well lid. I, however, choose the ring, and if it's out of iron or wood is something the painter had to decide. Handle and spikes is steel wire pushed into the balsa. To make it easier, use a needle to make holes first. And be very gentle and light-handed when doing this. If you sneeze, it breaks. Something I always do and recommend when finished with a craft is giving it a stroke of Mod Podge to make it more durable. Also, if you like the content, subscribe and share. It helps a ton and is much appreciated. Now as always, bear on and craft.